dragons are the most sought out and interesting of all mythical and fictional monsters. They are large in size and are imbued with very destructive powers. They are reptilian in appearance and have been in countless cultural folklore and also movies, games and books. They are the go-to creatures to be set up as the unbeatable foe for any hero. But out of all that, the most distinguishable aspect of theirs is their dragon breath. No, not the smelly breath of the homeless drunk living in the streets. They mostly have fire breaths that can incinerate almost anything in their path. And that's the topic of the day, the 10 most powerful fictional dragon breaths. Number 10. The Bull Dragon. The Bull Dragon is a highly evolved, big, fierce, dangerous and prehistoric reptile which served as the main antagonist of the 2002 film Reign of Fire. So the dragons in Reign of Fire are large, four-limbed creatures with glands in their mouths capable of being ignited to produce fire, and the liquid in this gland produces also seems to have the potential to harm the eyes of any human it comes into contact with. There are innumerable females but only one powerful male dragon called the Bull Dragon. The fire breath is the dragon's primary weapon and very effective and can be extremely devastating. He produces this flame via chemicals that when mixed together proves highly combustible. He also has napalm breath, which is a very powerful close-range weapon. The napalm breath shoots out a straight stream of fire extremely fast which can be devastating at close range. Overall, the Bull Dragon's fire breath is on the number 10 rank for its capability to set afire the human's shelter but not being able to penetrate closed doors. Number 9. Smaug. Next on the list comes Smaug, who was a fire drake of the Third Age and considered to be the last great dragon to exist in Middle-earth. In the movie The Hobbit, he was drawn towards the enormous wealth amassed by the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain during the reign of a particular King Thror, and then he laid waste to the neighboring city of Dale and captured Erebor, the Lonely Mountain, and in the process he drives off the surviving dwarves into exile. There, he lay in slumber for 171 years. Being a fully grown dragon, Smaug was both massive and powerful, possessing physical strength capable of crushing stone with ease, as seen by his attack on a Lonely Mountain. He also had the ability to breathe streams of searing hot flame from his mouth. Some comments in The Hobbit imply that his entire body was imbued with fire. Smaug's fire could restart the forges of the dwarves, melt steel, and destroy an entire small town called Esgaroth with ease. Number 8. Balerion/Drogon. The next entry is Drogon, and he is one of the 3 dragons born in the Red Wastelands beyond Lazar, along with his brothers Rhaegal and Viserion. He is named after Daenerys Stormborn's late husband Khal Drogo. He can be distinguished by his black and red colored scales and the red-black wings. The reason why we included Balerion alongside Drogon is that he is widely believed to be the reincarnation of Balerion the Black Dread, the biggest dragon in the Game of Thrones universe. Most of his scales are black, shadowing red ones that run down his back and neck. His eyes are orange-red, and Drogon has grown to be the size of a large whale. He has an immensely physical strength and can spit destructive streams of fire. He was able to destroy an entire city, the one being King's Landing, with an unstoppable fire breath. His breath was also able to melt steel, as seen when he took down the Iron Throne. Number 7. The Bewilderbeast. The first entry from the Dragons franchise, Bewilderbeasts are incredibly massive spiky dragons with a pair of massive tusk-like horns protruding from the sides of their heads and huge multiple wings. The front side of their bodies are covered with spikes, along with 2 lines of spikes running along the eyelids, giving an impression of eyebrows. Protrusions from the back of their heads form frills. Being the largest dragons known, Bewilderbeasts possess unmatched strength and raw power. A Bewilderbeast's most notable and feared ability is to burst streams of ice-turning water on contact. It does this by sucking up and ingesting masses of water from the sea and storing it in the goiters down its neck. This ice blast is extremely powerful and can create immense glacial explosions on contact that can destroy and penetrate any artificial structures with ease. This species' icy breath could destroy multiple ships in a single burst and also turn Berk into an icy crystal landscape. Number 6. Viserion. Another one from Game of Thrones, Viserion was one of the 3 dragons born in the wastelands beyond Lazar, along with Drogon and Rhaegal. He was named after Daenerys Targaryen's elder brother Viserys. He could be distinguished by his cream and gold colored scales and the red-orange wings. Eventually he became an ice dragon, and it is in this form that he is included in the list. Being an undead dragon that was under the Night King's control, he could not be killed. Unlike its living version, he can spit blue fire powerful enough to demolish a part of the wall with a single breath, and given the immensely powerful magic placed in order to create the 800-foot tall wall, the fact that his blue fire breath destroyed it with ease easily placed him under this number 6 spot on this list. But we were not able to see him destroy cities or towns with it, but it is easily possible for him to do so. Number 5. The Red Death. The Red Death is a gigantic dragon. Her head is heavily armed with a nasal horn, a coral-shaped frill with jaws that are lined up with huge sword-like teeth. The Red Death possesses 3 pairs of eyes that gives it little or no blind spot. Her coloration is mainly blue with an orange underside, and its enormous body sports coral-like spines as well as red spikes that gives this dragon its name. Despite her gargantuan size, the wings of the Red Death can give it the ability of flight. The Red Death's methane-based flame jets are enormous and are powerful enough to take down an entire fleet of Viking ships in just one breath. The blazing torrents that are able to create huge amounts of black smoke, which also makes them resemble volcanic pyroclastic flows. Whether the fire breath could beat the Bewilderbeast's icy breath is unknown, but given the fact that it can destroy an entire fleet with ease, it can easily annihilate cities with ease. Number 4. Dragonstorm. The next entry is a strange one. He is an alien living metal dragon. Dragonstorm is a beastly 3-headed dragon, mighty gestalt form of the legendary 12 Guardian Knights who oppose Quintessa. At other times, Dragonstorm is instead formed from Dragonicus and Stormrain, or he is a single non-combining bot. When Dragonstorm is formed for the first time in Transformers The Last Knight movie, Stormrain is not needed to become a part of him. During the last part of the Last Knight movie, Dragonstorm formed from the constituent Transformers and went on forth into battle. He was able to chase down and shoot down a couple of Decepticon fighter aircraft using nothing but his dragon breath, even if he wasn't seen to cause much destruction. But the fact that his dragon breath could destroy alien aircraft possibly made of dense alloys is quite impressive, and that is why his dragon breath is ranked higher on this list than the others. Number 3. Ancalagon. The only entry from books, namely the Silmarillion, Ancalagon, also known as Ancalagon the Black, was the greatest of all winged dragons. He was bred by Morgoth during the First Age and was the largest dragon to have ever existed in Middle-earth and quite possibly in fiction. His appearance in history was restricted to the War of Wrath. Ancalagon's size is not specified but must have been colossal due to the destruction of the towers of Thangorodrim, which were volcanic mountains, when he fell on them. He is the largest dragon to have ever lived and the greatest of all winged dragons, as said before. The fire he breathed was hotter than most other dragons, and during the War of Wrath he burst out of the volcano and terrified the host of the Valar, making them retreat and consider ending the war because of the immense casualties caused by Ancalagon's devastating fire. And given that the Valar are near all-powerful, his firepower would have been off the charts in order to drive them away. Number 2. Deathwing. This entry is from the game World of Warcraft. Deathwing the Destroyer, formerly known as Neltharion, the Earth Warder, he was one of the 5 dragon aspects and the leader of the Black Dragonflight. Ages ago, Neltharion was empowered by the Pantheon with dominion over the Earth and deep places of Azeroth. He later became the aspect of death and one of the greatest terrors of the known world. He was perhaps the most powerful servant of the old gods. Deathwing has control over the land and its fathoms, including lava. His main attack and that of his dragonflights is to use his breath as a cannon of lava. As seen in the trailer of World of Warcraft Cataclysm, he was able to incinerate and set everything on fire by his mere presence and wings. His fire is so destructive that it was able to melt stones and any metal in the vicinity. His breath is equally powerful, and he was able to destroy an entire kingdom called Stormwind. Number 1. King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is a large 3-headed dragon, wyvern-like kaiju with 2 large wings and 2 tails. He is usually shown to be bigger than Godzilla in size. The origins of King Ghidorah vary from film to film, but he's almost often depicted as being an otherworldly creature of malicious intent. In the Showa era, Ghidorah is an evil space monster responsible for wiping out all life on many planets across the universe. Earth is just one of his targets, but he is usually opposed by Godzilla as well as other monsters like Mothra and Rodan. King Ghidorah's signature attack is his ability to spit powerful gravity beams from his 3 heads. King Ghidorah's gravity beams can singe Godzilla's skin and level entire city blocks in one hit. The gravity beams are beams of concentrated gravity particles fired out into a beam of gravity. The standard gravity beam is usually a bright yellow, glowing color, and it is with this power that Ghidorah was able to subdue and destroy entire worlds before coming to Earth. His dragon breath is the strangest and the most unique of all others on this list, and also the most powerful. And with this we come to the end of the list. Be sure to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like these.